Hey guys, hope you're fine. 3D Studio Max version 2024 is now out, and now you can update your 3D Studio Max to the new version. So in this version, new features are added to the 3D Studio Max, and some are really great. And I will update you with the with details and with the functions. So let's move on.
The first and biggest change that has been made in this version is the addition of Boolean as a modifier. After selecting the main volume, you can add Boolean to your modifiers from the modifier list, and it can greatly affect the speed of your work and also the modeling. So previously you had to choose between compound object and Boolean or pro-Boolean from the modifier section, but now you can easily add Boolean to your work from the modifier section. So for example, I have selected my volume, added Boolean to my work, and there's a new section called split under operands that I will explain later. For example, I'm now using the subtract section and subtracting this volume. I then merge 4 other volumes together using the union. You can see that you can edit your work very quickly, and it's really great for your modelings. Also, you can now have access to your previous modifiers or add a new modifier. For example, I can add an edit poly modifier to my work here, and then edit my work based on the new modifiers that I bring to my work. So now from the operands section, you can select operands of your work and move or scale them or even change their orientations. So for example, now I want to select one of the cylinders. For example, now I will try to select the cylinder number 12 and change its mode from union to subtract. Now you can see that this part has been removed from the main volume, so it can easily help you with modeling. And another helpful section in this part is manipulate operands. So after selecting manipulate operands, you can see that a sphere has been added for each operand. You can quickly access the desired operand by clicking on the spheres, and you can quickly edit the volume. I should also explain the next part, which is about the display section. From the display section, you can change the display mode of the operands. Currently, it's the selected operands mode. For example, if I select one of the operands, you can set it to result mode, which only shows the result, or operands mode, which shows all the operands, or selected operands mode, which only shows the selected operands. You can also change the display mode and like a wire shaded or wire unshaded. This section can also help with displaying and controlling the work volume, for example. By selecting result mode, so it helps to avoid unnecessary lines on the work, and this is really great for changing the volume and editing the volume. In the split section, suppose we have a volume on the workspace. For example, let's say we drew a box, and now we can use a split feature. But make sure to select the base object, then we click on the box volume, and we see that the exact part of the box volume is selected and highlighted. Now we can easily use the edit poly feature to select that part, and we see that the selected part is splitted from the original volume. So this is really great. So this feature helps a lot with fast modeling, and so in general the addition of Boolean to the modifier list is a really great help for fast modeling and also the quick changes in regards for the modeling. Another part of the Boolean section that I need to explain is the option section. So in the method, especially the method option, you can use the OpenVDB method from this section to adjust your volumes mode. So the addition of VDB to this section helps to improve the texture and volume of the mesh and so rebuild the topology. As you can see, there are many segments, but you can adjust them. For now, I'm reducing the segments to make it easier to view the volume, and this can help with quick modeling again. So I still have operands, and I can quickly create or edit the volume by selecting and copying or moving them. And so if you select operands and click on again the manipulate operands, you can easily select the spheres and get help with the sketching on your work. So especially for sketch like tasks, this section also speed up your modeling. This is really exceptional feature of 3ds Studio Max 2024, and it's really extraordinary. So another change in this version is really small. It's really small one, and that is the way the modifier list is displayed and categorized, which used to show all the modifiers before, but now if we start typing, for example, ed, it becomes limited and doesn't show all the modifiers, and this change can be practical. So one of the other new features added to 3ds Max 2024 is a section used for modeling specific volumes, such as flower petals or volumes inspired by nature. And in the array section, you can use the Phyllotaxis distribution mode. The first section adjust the strength of the effect, which is currently set at 100. The next section is the number of volumes, and the next section is the start radius, which is where the circle starts. Here I increase the power a bit. The end radius is where the circle ends. So you can also use this section to adjust the angle of the work. This section also helps to move along the z-axis. And the next section also can change the scale of the work. So we can increase or decrease the scale. And the face section also provides new alternatives for the work. And now you can adjust the work with count or strength to have better result. And so ultimately you can create very interesting volumes. Another way you can use the array mode is on a spline array. For example, now I select the sphere again, then the array and the Phyllotaxis, and go to the pick distribution spline section to get help and select the spline. Just make sure you draw the spline in the front mode, and here my volume is almost in the center of the work. Okay, then I hit the pick and then select the spline, and now you can see that the sphere I had has become an array around this spline. And now you can use array settings again to edit the volume and also to adjust how you want. Thank you, and until the next tutorial.